I bought myself a new laptop because my old ones, although they are pretty good laptops I would consider, are getting old and are slowing behind. So here's the box that it came in. MSI. Obviously, I'm going for brand loyalty here. I've always got MSI laptops. MSI, hit me up. Throw a few shekels my way, please. I like your products. I will promote your products. Anyways, so we ought to get this out. Alright, so it's encased in a bit of foam. We'll just pry that out here. And then we can take the foam off. And then we can get to the box inside. Okay, here's the box. And this is the specs on this thing. So we've got a 15.6 inch 300 hertz. 300 hertz! That's a lot of frames per second. That's the screen. We've got a i7 10th generation 750H processor. We've got a GeForce RTX 2070 Super 8 gig graphics, not bad. 1 terabyte SSD for storage of games and everything. And then the RAM is 16 gig. That's pretty standard. I think they've got that on my old Titan and Apache. And what else? Windows 10. Yep, that's decent, and it's got a keyboard on it and a battery. That's helpful for a laptop. Let's crack her open, I guess. Bam! And now we have the instruction book. Yep, I'll be taking a read through those. And this is just a warranty. That's fine. These things have lasted over 2 years for me, so I'm pretty confident that I won't have to worry about the warranty on this thing. And here it is, taken out of all of its packaging there. As you can tell, this is as a stealth, it's a little bit more subtle and less flamboyant than the Titan and Apache, but it's still got an RGB keyboard, and most of the time I'm not even looking at this side of the thing anyway, so that's totally fine. You get a little keyboard cover here, and then she's ready to go. Well, as for looks of this thing, I actually quite like it. It's not over the top like it was with the Titan and the Apache over there. They're still good looking laptops, but this one's a little bit more on the subtle approach. And if I quickly close the lid again and compare it to the width and size of these things, I think this one is actually the smallest. Which is interesting because it's got the most power. So if nothing else, it'll show you how far the technology has enhanced itself through the years, because I mean, just to give you a little bit of a profile view versus this, so small. Yeah, you can probably tell that I spend big on computers, but I don't care. I'm using my iPhone 7 as a recording device. It's a good thing. You know what I'm saying. You can see what I'm saying. So yeah, there's the unboxing and the specs and everything. Hope you enjoyed. Oh, there's me. Okay, enough looking at this thing from the outside. I'm dying to take this one for a spin around the block. So we're playing Fallout 4. We've got an AMB installed, which is notorious for dragging down performance. But to monitor the performance, I'm going to do this. It's up in the corner. Can you see it? That's the FPS counter. I'm going to leave it at 60. Could go higher, but the thing about Fallout 4 is that it kind of it messes up when you go beyond 60 FPS. The gameplay actually speeds up. The engine, it goes faster. Anyways, so what we've got here is a Junkie's Gauss rifle. That's what we're going to be using. Now the cool thing about the Junkie's prefix in this game is that, whoops, didn't mean to do that right away. All of these addictions, which they're still yet to come in, because only when you have these addiction effects will it actually boost your damage. Well, 12 of these addictions will give us a giant amount of damage. It's all stacking multiplicatively too. Okay, so here we are outside of, would you guess, Gunner's Plaza of the immersive variety. Now, what you see here is like a bunch more NPCs than the game's really used to, so I think I'm actually pushing the engine further than I probably should. That and the AMBs are going to drag down performance a bit, but this is much, much better than the 30 to 20 FPS I was getting prior to grabbing this GS66 Stealth when I was still using my Titan. So let us begin with a little bit of VATS, why don't we? We seem to get decent shots. Keep in mind that we've got much less AP than usual, thanks to our well, I guess our addictions, dragging down our agility stat and our derived stats from that. But that's okay, I've got a reflex sight on this, which is good. Don't have any jet, unfortunately, to slow things down, but we are in combat now, so we may as well just go up a little bit closer and kill them like this. Yeah, that seems to do the job. Even on very hard difficulty, where we've got the half damage penalty, this thing's still kicking a lot of ass. And there we go. Bit of quick hands. Scrounger rank 4. That's what gives you that perk. Now, if I aim for the head here, I can offset that, and I feel like the aiming's a bit off. Maybe it's just me. Actually, it's the third-person camera. The aim's a little bit off sometimes. If you've played this game enough, you know what I'm talking about. There we go. We'll just spam the trigger, I guess, and we'll do that. So, as you can tell, the FPS is holding steady. I've turned up the sharpness a little bit just to make it look a little bit clearer, because I did notice before there was a slight amount of blur, and I think the game looks it looks better with all of the extra, I guess, sharpness attached to it. It's not a whole lot. In fact, it's the lower setting of sharpness, but it seems to be what I should need to make this game good, to make it look the best I can without, you know, compromising too much on performance. And right now, things are going great. I would encourage everyone to move over to PC Master Race, because not only do you get better graphics and better gameplay, although some console exclusives, you know, would make that a little bit more difficult to accept, I guess, because there's a lot of good console exclusives out there, but PC is so much better. So much better. Not to mention with these types of games where you can extend your game time out for hours, always trying new stuff with the robust mod community we've got. We've got a lot of good things over here on PC that, you know, as a console player, I never really thought I'd care about all that much, but my oh my, it was good. So, there we go, the 4th incarnation. We're using a GS66 stealth. It looks good. I know you can't see it right now, but like I was saying before, it's a lot more subtle. It kind of looks, it's a sleeper looking thing, because it looks like it wouldn't be out of place if you pulled it out of a school bag for like a school computer thing. It's just this basic looking thing, but it just goes, and it goes hard for this tiny little midget thing that I've got here. Portability is the name of the game. You sacrifice a bit of performance and perhaps a bit of cost, but I am not worried about the costs at all. Provided I keep making content for YouTube, this thing will pay for itself within, I don't know, 4 to 6 months, which is pretty damn decent. But I think you get the point. We're going to leave these gunners alone now, and this has been a little bit of a legacy weapon spotlight. Back before I made the mod videos and 76 came out, I was playing on my PS4, I used to mess around with legendary weapons from Fallout 4, and I'd never actually got to try Junkies in full swing, nor did I get to try Bloodied, but Junkies is just leaps and bounds above anything in this game. If you get all of the damage boosts, you get yourself like 195% extra damage, which is absolutely massive. That kind of damage it's illegal. You go to jail for that kind of damage. Mix that in with like a stealth commando playstyle, you're going to be laughing. As good as instigating is for a Gauss rifle, sure, you don't have to worry about all of the debuffs from the, I guess, the Junkies things, but for consistently better damage, you can't really go wrong with this. But I think that's about enough for this. We've taken this thing for the spin around the block, and she's performed admirably. I can't wait to start streaming on this thing. It'll be awesome to start making videos on this thing. And not to mention the SSD. So good having that super fast load time. Means I don't have to look at my phone whilst I wait for the computer to bloody wake up. Just put that ghoul down. He thought I was his friend. He was wrong. But yeah, that's a little bit of a comparison to what I had previously. It's only a little bit of a comparison, but it's fine. Actually, getting some of my bits repaired for the Titan right now because it got old, but you know, it's good to have it around just in case I need it. If I want this thing to be the workhorse, I guess, for actually playing and recording games, maybe I could keep the Titan aside for That's at 11,000 damage. Nice. Yeah, I could keep the Titan aside for maybe video editing and just have that going on in the background so I can produce more content, but I'm not a full-time creator, so I don't see myself really using it all that much again. And I could use it as a second screen, but I feel like it's just a giant waste of electricity having this giant monster laptop sitting next to me whilst I'm already playing on my less monstrous laptop. Monstrous in performance, not on subtle on the looks of things. But yep, I think that's enough. I've droned on for long enough. Thank you very much for watching, guys.